Sacramento, California, the backdrop for the Rockets. He's a runaway train on the open floor. John Wall looking to lead his team in tonight's matchup as they get ready for tip-off at Golden One Center. Rockets, Kings. We'll be right back for the tip-off. Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David? The DA, the Sacramento fans would love to see that as well. Thanks so much for that report. Now we get a chance to check out some stats from Marvin Bagley.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Here's the starting group for Houston. You've got Wall. Taj Gibson is out there with Christian Wood. Then it's Porter. And it's House in at the 3 slot. And for Sacramento, Barnes and Bagley, the duo with the forward. Fox at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Holmes in at the 5 spot. Well, the outcome tonight, Greg, could come down to the big men up front.
You know, versatility will be key. The front court that can be physical but also pass it, stretch the floor will likely be the victor.
And it's the Kings to start out. Now, here's Fox. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his first foul.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
And Sacramento has possession. Holmes finds Fox. They kick out to Hield. Corner's off the mark. And it's Houston's ball. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, you know, game balls all around in that one. A terrific team effort. They trusted in their system and executed well to get the win.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
Taj Gibson is a solid role player, really one of the best we have. A good rebounder and defender with a soft touch from the mid-range and can score without having plays called for him.
So he gets them both. And it's Fox with the ball for Sacramento. Bagley dishes to Heel. Sinks the triple.
A catch-and-shoot specialist. Hield has a quality jump shot and really makes quick decisions.
And Wall kicks to Porter. To the wing right side. It's House outside. Bangs home the trifecta.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Now here's Barnes. 14 points from him the last game against the Heat in Miami. Just 5 to shoot.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And Kevin Porter Jr., all the issues you'd expect from a rookie. Greg, unforced errors, a few too many fouls and turnovers. But as you and I were talking, and as the coaches told us, the upside is huge.
I tell you, Kev, his first step with the ball in his hands is incredible. Can burst by defenders like they're waiting at a bus stop. Once he matures, he's going to be a handful to deal with.
Now, here's Fox. Following the miss by John Wall. To the paint. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
That free throw good from Holmes. Both free throws good from Holmes.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
And Wall slams it home.
And always a bonus to have a point guard who can dunk the basketball. Wall has great initiative when it comes to rising up and throwing it down.
Now here's Hield. 26 points for him last game against Miami.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
For Sacramento, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And too long on the shot. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Rockets. They traveled to Sacramento last time they faced the Kings and came away with a win.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
And you know what? If they run away with this game like they did in that one, I'd expect to see plenty of minutes again for the guys coming off the bench.
And here are the Kings now, following the score by Houston. Here's Bagley. It's hauled in by Wood. Rockets leading by 4. And the pass to Gibson. It's House outside. The rebound by Hield.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Holmes, good.
You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Wall, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Rashawn Holmes.
Hard not to appreciate the brilliance of Wall. I mean, a super fast, quick player, a guy who runs the offense exceedingly well.
Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room.
Take a break.
Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking.
And so John Wall nails both of them.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Now Fox. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing.
His assist numbers were tremendous.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop.
You gotta love that one,
A
Kevin.
little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
Bagley with a wide-open look. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Here's Wall. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Fox.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Now here's Wall. Boy, was he something else against the Clippers.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bagley, no good.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Porter passes to Gibson. And no good that time. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Now Hield. Following the three-point attempt by John Wall.
Defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
Offensive rebound. House kicks to Porter. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Three-pointer, Hield. It's rebounded by Houston. Wall's got 4 rebounds in this game. Shoots from the baseline, and it's Sacramento with the rebound. Fox looking it over. They kick out to Hield. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Hield's got 9.
Really sweet passing from Fox. He's a reliable floor general and has great vision on the court.
And the slam dunk by Wall.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Hield with the bucket.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
Well, Buddy Hield, the consummate gym rat, growing up in the Bahamas, he built his own rim with a milk crate and would shoot all night. His neighbors got so tired of yelling at him to keep it down. He sprinkled broken glass under the rim to get him to move the hoop.
A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Whiteside's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Harkless comes in for Barnes. White, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. And Halliburton subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. Houston with a big group substitution here. David Nwaba is checked in for Gibson. Gordon comes in for Danuel House. Green, he's checked in for Kevin Porter. And DJ Augustine subbed in for John Wall. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Kings.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Free throw good, Wood. And Greg, they said Hield would wait until his mom fell asleep and then sneak out to play basketball. And when she came looking for him, he'd take off running.
Yeah, he preferred to catch that discipline at home more so than in public. But growing up in the 8 Mile Rock, a tough neighborhood, his mom rightfully very protective.
Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable. And DJ Augustine, a veteran guard who's always had an impact when he's on the floor. He gives you leadership, shooting, and playmaking off the bench.
Tell you what, Greg, when he was with the Pacers during my time working for the team, I really grew to appreciate and respect his game even more than I did from a distance. You're exactly right. I mean, he's a barometer for just about any team he's played on, and that when he plays well, it lifts everybody else's game. That's just the kind of experience, calming effect veteran he is.
Bagley, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the game Bagley has reminds me a little bit of Chris Bosh, a sweet lefty who plays with force and passion.
The Kings shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, you know, I really think the hard work they've put in the offseason and so far this year really making a big difference. I mean, they've made a huge improvement in their shooting at the line.
That's good from Bagley. And so Bagley nails them both. It's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. They trail by 1. And he banks in the layup.
And Gordon has the burst of speed you like to see in a guard. Excellent at knifing through the defense to the cup.
Here's Halliburton. 14 points from him the last game against the Heat in Miami. And he lobs it up.
We often talk about Gordon's scoring ability, but there, great feed to an open teammate.
And here's Halliburton. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Harkless with it. Pass to Wright. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Gordon. Rockets leading by 3. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Drills the 3-pointer.
Gordon so good at sizing up the defense quickly and then burning them off the catch and shoot.
Kings shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Now, here is Halliburton. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. To end the run, buries it from 3-point range.
Nice floor awareness that time from Wright. Spots the gap and then finds the open man.
Augustine looking around. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss.
But that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Passes it to Halliburton. Back to Whiteside. Over Green. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Rockets leading by 3. Uncovered. Count that one from Nwaba. Nwaba's got his second basket.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's Halliburton. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And it's Houston on the break. Waba passes to Gordon. Over Harkless. And it's Gordon missing.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Houston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Davis is checked in for Wright. And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. Fourth, the Kings.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
And now here's Davis, the fast break opportunity. He kicks it to Harkless. There's the triple. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Outside, Davis. Pass to Begley. The shot missing. The Rockets go the other way with it.
Putting up a goose egg bagel this period. At this point, you have to run the offense through somebody else. I mean, that's your only choice.
27 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's Halliburton. He's got 6. Outside, Davis. It's deflected. Here's McLemore. Clemens passes to Nwaba. McLemore inside the line. And the defense really pressing up on it. Made that a tough shot. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 1. And will return shortly. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Houston in the lead. Marvin Bagley is up there with Mo Harkless. And there's Davis. Then it's Halliburton. And it's Whiteside in at the 5. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings.
You know, Gordon has always been a guy who can knock down the 3, and his attempts increased significantly, though, when he headed to Houston, and he is rock solid from deep.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Houston. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You know, guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
Here's Harkless, and Harkless slams it in.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
Now here is Davis. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And finished off by Bagley.
Yeah, ferocious at the rim. Bagley can finish with power or finesse.
Here's Clemens. Now here's McLemore outside. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
Here's Davis. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And checking out some stats for Harkless. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 6 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
And he makes the first. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Whiteside. Harrison Barnes comes in for Bagley. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Halliburton. And then for Houston, Daniel House comes in for David Nwaba. And Kevin Porter subbed in for Gordon. And both free throws good for Davis. Houston's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Kicks to Porter. Out to the wing. Now here's McLemore outside. It's rebounded by De'Aaron Fox. The Kings have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Out of bounds, Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our mobile 1 block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Here's Fox. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Fox continues to get better from the mid-range just the way he wants to.
Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Now here's Hield. He's got 12. And the 3 off target. Here's House. Nice spin off the left rim and in. House has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And it's Fox with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Trailing by 2. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. And really deep through that time. Hield's got 15.
And even after all those 3-pointers he hit in that first quarter, looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Launches the 3, and another 3 for Sacramento.
And once again, the defense allowing him to get a clean look at that triple. He continues to do some big-time damage from downtown.
Timeout called the Rockets. One guy has been getting it done is Buddy Hield.
He's on another level right now. Knocking down threes left and right. The defense isn't doing their job, and I think they've got to talk about it quickly.
And the Rockets making a change here. Wall's checked in. And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
You take a look at Porter, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in boats so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
And here is Fox, following the three-pointer by John Wall. Barnes outside. Back to Fox. On the wing, heel. Inside. Shot clock at 5. Holmes, good.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
Rockets trail by 3. Wall looking it over. The pass to McLemore. There's the 3. No good that time. And the Kings going the other way now. Outside, Fox. Lets it go. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something that I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things, winning, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed, is to have your jersey hanging up in an arena. That was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
And the first one drops.
And Fox has a lot of game. I mean, really good at distributing the ball, getting into the lane, and getting his guys involved.
Fox hits them both. Rockets trail by 5. Outside, Wall. Shoots over Fox. Rebound by the Kings. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now Gibson. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it and finished off by Porter.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Now, here's Fox. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Near the three-point line, it's Porter, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And it's now only a 1-point Kings lead. Fox with it. Field outside. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Yeah, John Wall is so masterful as a floor general. He's a real maestro out there. Terrific at finding the open guy on time and on target.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
White, he's checked in for the Kings. And a switch here also for Houston. Gerald Green, he's checked in for McLemore. Outside, Fox. Field outside. Pass to Holmes. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Fox. The step back jumper is good. Fox has got 6 here in this quarter.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Wall against Fox. It's Wall with the drive. And Wall with the slam.
Tell you one thing, it's a bonus to have a guard who can flush it like that. I mean, Wall gets up high on these jams.
Barnes kicks to Hield. Holmes passes to Hield. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Here's Barnes. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, Harrison Barnes at 6'8", 225 has played some power forward. Greg, do you like him there or at his more natural small forward position?
I think in today's game, Kevin, having the strength he does allows him to kind of hold his own. You know, you don't see a lot of four-men playing a lot of post-up in today's game. He's still got to be able to play in space, and I think creates matchup nightmares for the opponent.
That's good from Barnes.
And, you know, Harrison Barnes is an effective two-way player, becoming better every day on offense and can defend multiple positions as well.
Marvin Bagley's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. And a switch here also for Houston. Woods checked in. Barnes hits them both. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Rockets. He dishes it to Green. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And I like that they're not settling, getting the ball on the interior. 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim. Yeah, you know, he hasn't contributed well scoring the ball, but obviously his teammates have.
The shot by House is no good. Sacramento's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. And Wright throws it down.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. It sure does look good.
Porter finds Wood. Outside, House. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. House has got 7 points for the quarter.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
Outside, Bagley. Passes it to Wright. Back to Bagley. Over Porter. Again, Sacramento.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you could just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
The finish. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on John Wall.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see Barnes getting physical inside. You know, does a really good job sensing and feeling the contact coming and then going right into it, not shying away from it.
That's good from Barnes. The Kings making a switch here. Harkless is checked in. Houston also making some changes. David Nwaba is checked in for Daniel House. Gordon comes in for Kevin Porter. And DJ Augustine subbed in for John Wall. Barnes hits them both. Rockets trail by 5. Aston Nwaba. Now here's Gordon. Now here is Augustine. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Clippers. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Here's Gordon. After the Kings pick up 2. He kicks to Augustine. Cranes the three-pointer. Augustine's got 5 points so far.
Augustine has great range, in the gym range, and if you're not up on him on the catch, he's going to make you pay.
Wright dishes to Fox. Back to Wright, and Wright throws it down.
Now, how about breaking out the sack
Statue of Liberty on that
A
dunk.
nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
Now here's Gordon. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Clippers. Whiteside's checked in for the Kings. Halliburton comes in for Fox. Here's Nwaba. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
And here's Halliburton. He's got 6. There's the pass to Harkless. Augustine against Whiteside. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Left side, Gordon. Oh, what a dunk!
Never quite sure what Gordon's going to do in the pick and roll, but he sees a passing lane. He fires it in there.
And Christian Wood, undrafted in 2015 out of UNLV. Wait a minute, that's your alma mater. Hey, talk about his game. What do you like about Christian Wood's game?
Well, first I'll start with he went to UNLV. He's long, he's lean. I think he really fits the modern NBA as a small ball center. Able to hold his own on the glass and space the floor.
.135 left in the first half of the game. Pass to Harkless from the arc. It's hauled in by Wood. Wood's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Rockets trail by 3. There's 53 seconds left in the second quarter. Clemens passes to Wood. Here's Clemens, defended by Harkless. Outside Gordon. Hit his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Nwaba passes to Clemens. Shot by Gordon, wide open. And another 3 for Houston.
And he's on a good pace here from three-point range. Made 1 in the first, 2 more here in the second. It seems like with more to come.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And finished off by Bagley.
Yeah, great timing there. Bagley gets off the ground so quickly, gives the defense no chance to react.
Here's Clemens, defended by Harkless. Six to shoot. Here's Clemens. Missed inside.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Buddy Hield has been leading the charge for the Sacramento Kings.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A tremendous game we're seeing from Buddy Hield. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. It's been quite a night so far for him. Taking a look at the Kings, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they've given a good show to their fans so far, executing well on their home court. It's far from a done deal, though. This is a game they do not, I repeat, they do not want to let get away from them.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
Well, their bench production has been a major factor. Guys have been ready to go when their number is called. And it makes the second half go a lot easier on your main guys when you can spread the minutes around in the first half.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. Really an incredible game from Buddy Hield.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so in the game for the Rockets, Taj Gibson is out there with Wood, and it's Wall, then it's Porter, and it's Nwaba in at the small forward spot. Porter against Hield. Porter passes to Wood. And good that time. Wood's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Hield can't hit. And here's Gibson. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Fox. Finished off the break. Fox has got his third basket of the night.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Wall against Hole. Wall, no luck. Kings have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. To the middle. And finished off by Bagley.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Holmes kicks to Fox. Barnes outside. From deep three-point range. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
Rockets trail by 7. Here's Nwaba. Bagley with the block.
And a skilled shot blocker to boot. Love how Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooter.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall. An outstanding defensive play to earn the mobile 1 block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
McLemore's checked in for the Rockets. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. To stop the run. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Fox against Wall. Fox is double. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. So it's the Rockets now. Rockets trail by 5. Wall finds Porter. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got 3 assists now in this one.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Now, here's Fox. 8 points for him. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. Daniel House has checked in for Christian Wood. Now Holmes. 3-pointer Bagley. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
That's outstanding hang time improvisation right there.
And former 7th overall pick Ben McLemore finally seems to be finding his footing in the NBA.
You know, he was known in college, Greg, for his shooting touch, and now delivering on some of that efficiency offensively. Good to see the young man make that kind of progress.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Kings have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Now the feed to Heel, and Gibson sends it back.
A good defender who uses his body well. Gibson is capable of blocking shots.
McLemore, no good. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
A chance here to see how the Kings rank in the NBA right now.
And you go back to their second chance points. Very productive in that regard. I love to watch them work. They have that sixth sense, if you will, for sneaking inside and anticipating the path of the ball.
And the first one at the line is good. Terrence Davis, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. Barnes hits them both. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Wall. Offensive rebound. Gibson. Good work defensively by Holmes. The Kings leading. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Nobody near Barnes. Good on the three-point shot. Barnes has got 8 here in the quarter.
Hey, when you lay off of Harrison Barnes, he's going to go right up on the catch.
Down low. And that one's good. House.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Timeout called by the Kings.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at the Rockets. They're down at the 7th position right now. Decent start to the season, but they're looking to make a move. And, of course, Sacramento, 7 games back.
And checking out Sacramento, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
Here's Wall after the basket by De'Aaron Fox. Wall passes to Gibson. Count that one.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And so here's Sacramento following the score by Taj Gibson. Fox, no good. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it. Outside Gibson. Houston moving the ball around. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
The Rockets making a switch here. Green's checked in. Kings trailing. Davis with it. Shoots the three. It's good from long range. Davis has got 5 points so far. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
To the inside. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
I like the fact that Gibson did not settle for the layup there. He took it hard and threw it down.
Fox passes to Bagley.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now, here's Fox. 10 points for him. In the corner, Holmes with it. Passes it to Davis. No good on the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Sacramento's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. They get it back. Sinks that one from the post. Barnes has got the game tied up here for the Kings.
Barnes is strong and athletic, aggressive on the glass, not afraid to get in there and mix it up.
Green dishes to Wall. Wall draws the double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Looking to end his cold spell. Good work defensively by Holmes. The Kings shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. Davis with the bucket.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Count that one, and the Kings' lead has been cut to just one on the basket from John Wall. And so Fox will bring it up for the Kings. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Whiteside's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Harkless comes in for Bagley. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Davis. And Halliburton subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Houston. Augustine comes in for John Wall. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Yeah, from the first time I saw Gordon play, this guy has always been in attack mode, which makes it a tough cover for the defense.
Now, here's Halliburton. He's got 9. It's up a 3. Connects from three-point range. Harkless has got 8 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. Tell you what, you give him room to take off, and he will posterize you. He'll be in a picture that you don't want to be in.
Here's Halliburton. Off target from outside. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. House kicks to Augustine. Pass to Green for the 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Well, he is a volume three-point shooter, and when you look at Green, he's dangerous from that three-point line.
Now, here is Halliburton. And by Augustine. And it's Wright missing.
Kevin, you can understand the shot selection. I mean, they wanted to go back at him and just came up short on the triple.
The Kings trail by 3. To the paint, here's Harkless. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 10 points for him.
Boy, Wright really understands when he needs to look to pass the ball. An outstanding all-around player.
Here's Augustine. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
The Kings making a switch here. Fields checked in, and then for Houston, Wood, he's checked in for Gibson. And David Nwaba subbed in for Daniel House.
You know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
Halliburton passes to Harkless. Sacramento moving it around, and that one is good. Halliburton's got 11.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Feeds to Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
And Hassan Whiteside in this deep, he's great at getting inside and finishing with force.
Outside Gordon. Lets it go from deep. No good that time. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Inside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Boy, nice way to punctuate that possession.
Now here is Augustine. 8 points for him. In the corner, it's Hield. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead.
He's really slowed down a bit here in the second half. He hasn't converted a three yet after the tremendous first half he had.
Outside, Green. The pass to Gordon. Back to Green. Another miss by Houston. The Kings trailing. And now Sacramento on the break. Hield with the bucket. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Kings.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Now here's Green. He has 7. There's Gordon with the 3. Gordon with another miss. Kings leading now by 4. 41 seconds left to play in the third. Whiteside, good. Whiteside's got 8 here in the quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Augustine, that's good.
Guys, Augustine's so good at staying under control on these difficult finishes. Great focus from the veteran.
Green against Hield. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the third. 5 on the clock. Here's Harkless. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Harkless has got 12.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Three-pointer Augustine. No good on the shot. And so it's Sacramento with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've done a lot of great work from long range. We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
Three-tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. We've got Mo Harkless. Halliburton is out there with Wright. Then it's Hield. And it's Bagley in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And it's Halliburton missing. Rockets trail by 6. Now here's Gordon. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Marvin Bagley picks one up.
And Gordon very physical with the defense, solid at creating chances for himself to get to the line.
And he makes the first.
Really appreciate the all-around game of Gordon. He's an underrated defender, but a dynamic scorer.
All free throws good from Eric Gordon.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Now here's Wright, down low. Here's Bagley. Nails the wide-open jump shot. And the Kings lead by 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And here's what the Rockets' schedule looks like. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for their matchup with the Magic, it's going to be a bit of a measuring stick for them. See just how they stack up with a team that most would feel has the edge.
First one falls for him. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Kings. Houston also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gordon. And it's Ben McLemore in for Augustine. And he makes both free throws. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. And here's Halliburton. Healed outside. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
And very quietly, Hield is one of the best three-point shooters in our league, as dangerous as they come.
And he's good on the first of 3. He hits the second from the line. And he makes all 3.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Here's Porter. Rebound by the Kings. Harkless has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Here's Clemens. Marvin Bagley picking up that last basket.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Holmes can't get it to go in.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Sacramento making a switch here. Fox is checked in. Porter looking it over. Wood, that's a 2-pointer. And Gibson kicks to McLemore. And the 3 ball is good.
And, you know, it's a bonus to have big men who pass it like this. Gibson, solid instincts there.
Healed outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Rockets trail by 4. And a wide-open look for Porter. And another 3 for Houston.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide-open 3.
Fox finds Hield. Fox, no good. Now the Rockets with it. They've got an 8-0 run. Porter passes to Clemens. Here's Wood. Pass to Porter. 5 to shoot. To take the lead. And it's denied by Fox. And now Sacramento on the break. Sacramento again missing. And it's the Rockets on the break. Now here's McLemore outside. Hits the three-point bomb. And the Rockets lead by 2.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Timeout called by the Kings.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Harkless. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I listened in on what Luke Walton said to his team. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking some tough shots. Kevin?
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Yeah, but don't forget about their points in the paint, because those have been big.
The first free throw is good. And so Bagley nails them both. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Porter against Hield. And Porter.
Oh, great! Goodness! That was special.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind him taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
Samuel House has checked in for McLemore. Free throw drops for Hield.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Passes it to Gibson. To the left wing. Wide open. The shot by House is no good. The Kings have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Here's Fox. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And a fantastic finish. I just love seeing Fox work his way through contact and converting.
And the call will be against Marvin Bagley. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
John Walls checked in for the Rockets. Porter against Hield. Porter kicks to Gibson. Outside, Porter fires from deep. Rebound by the Kings. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Bagley against Wood. Here's Barnes. Here's Holmes. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And how about the grit and determination in the post. I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
That free throw good from Holmes. Here's Wall. It's a 6-point game. Kicks it to Porter. To the left side wing. Outside. House. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Here's Hield. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Hield's got 32 points in the game.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Wall passes to Porter. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got his 7th assist here tonight. To the wing on the left. Bagley kicks to Hield. Over in the corner, Barnes. Another shot. Hield with the bucket. Hield's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Now a timeout called by Houston. One guy who's been getting it done is Buddy Hield.
And he's in a complete groove right now. I don't think they can stop him altogether, but they at least need to make him work a little harder than he has been.
Now here's Wall. Rebounded by Holmes. Kings leading now by 4. Shot by Hield. Nobody around. And he's good on the 3-ball. Hield's got 13 points now in the quarter.
And you've got to be up on Hield, especially when he's beyond the arc. If not, he'll burn you.
Wall's shot is off.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Here is House, covered by Barnes. Ball against Hield. It's Porter outside. Rebound by the Kings. Holmes got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Hield from outside. It's rebounded by Houston. Gibson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Houston moving it around. Bagley with the block. And finished off by Wood. And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for the Kings. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Holmes passes to Bagley. Knocked away. Gibson with the steal. Here's Porter. And finished off by Porter.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where 1 or 2 possessions can impact the outcome.
Here's Wall after the basket by Rashawn Holmes.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision.
Lets it go from 14. Hield can't hit. Rockets trail. Pass to House. To the middle. Wood. And finished off by Wood.
And he's stroking it well, but he just hasn't shown the aggressiveness that they need out of him. Probably in front by more if he was taking more shots.
Now, here's Fox. He gets that one.
I like watching Fox get going on offense. Has an outstanding feel for when to get his shot.
Outside Gibson. It's House outside. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside, Fox. A flawless finish on the alley-oop. Now it's a 4-point Kings lead.
Stepping up, Bagley lives to compete. He wants the ball when the game is on the line.
Fox against Wall. Wall draws the double. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Sacramento with the ball. Kings leading now by 4. Here's Fox. The pass to Hield. From deep. Kept alive. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from home. Rockets trail by 6. Now Wall. Wall draws the double. And the rejection by Holmes. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Holmes. Wood passes to Porter. Doubled by Holmes. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Gibson loves coming through for his team when they need him to.
Fox against Wall. Here's Hield. Again, the miss by the King.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what. He's been off ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor. He's so clutch. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
And here is Hield following the three-pointer by John Wall. Gibson with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Outside, Wall. Outside, Porter to take the lead. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Hield against Porter. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Sacramento with the ball. Barnes finds Hield over Wall, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Hield's got 39.
And this team believes in Hield. But there, he repays their confidence by executing in the clutch.
Throws it up high. It's stolen by Bagley. Count it!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 2. 51 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Buddy Hield.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
.51 seconds left in the game. Fox against Wall. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Rashawn Holt.
The competitive firewall plays with is admirable. Fantastic at just figuring out ways to attract contact.
The first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1. And so John Wall nails both of them.
Guys, that was critical. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing out of him, though, at moments like this.
Timeout called by the Kings. The score is tied at 150. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Good!
And that is a big-time performance. I like how Hield embraces the responsibility of being the alpha dog on that one.
Now, here's Wall. Goes back up. Bagley with the block. Hield with it. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 6. Beyond the arc. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Timeout called the Rockets. They're down by 5. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
You know what? I'm sure crazier things have happened, or maybe not. It's a long shot, though.
Wood, that's a 2-pointer. And it's off the back rim, no good. So the Kings win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge,